in your career right now. So it's like, how quickly are you really trying to make everything work? But at the same time, that quote stems from having a mentor.
I would never really use the word urgent, honestly. I'm someone that's not trying to be. I'm not trying to rush things.
Mhm.
I'm not. I understand that this is not like a get rich quick thing. I understand that a lot of people have gotten profitable within months. Some people were able to do it in months. Some people it took years, or whatever. I'm like, okay, I gotta hit 50K months by
Yeah.
December. Or I
Mhm.
gotta. I'm more of a believer in like the process
Yep.
because
Yeah.
with being
Yeah.
consistent, so I feel like for me it's more. Or when am I gonna make 50K a month? Because I know that those days.
So it's about getting to the point where you are, every trade you take, you
Right there, bro. We gotta reframe that. Like that language to me is just such a big red flag. So we can go over how to reframe this.
Yeah.
I'm not. So let's break it down, right? I'm not trying to rush things. I'm not, he associates that with get rich quick thing. So the first thing we want to do with any reframe is like probe on that. Like, what does he mean by that? What's behind that way of thinking? So sorry, just like pause for a quick second. Like when you say, let's role play, you be the prospect, okay? When you say like you don't want to rush things, like what do you mean by that?
I just know that trading's a process, and you just gotta, focus on taking good trades and sort of detach from the money.
Yeah, totally. There's definitely benefit in that. So that you're not like rushing decisions in the wrong way and you're not doing trades just for the sake of doing them fast. At the same time, like, do you mind if I offer a perspective around like urgency and like rushing things though?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Like, if you had the right skills, if you had AB's knowledge imprinted in your mind right now, is there any reason you wouldn't be able to scale to 50K months faster than doing it on your own?
No, no, I guess not.
Why though?
Because I mean, at that point, yeah, if I had the skills, I would just max allocate with capital. So I could be making that much money.
Yeah, so if you knew that the skills would help you get there faster, like what would be the negative in learning those skills as quickly as you possibly can?
I just know it's like everyone learns at a different pace. It's not just as simple as obtaining those skills. Like everyone has a different journey.
How do you know?
Because I've just that's what everyone says, and I see people who are successful that took multiple years. Some people quicker than
Yeah.
others.
Why do you think certain people get there quicker than others?
They might just understand it quicker and faster. Might just click it quicker. I
Yeah.
like I know I'm gonna succeed. I know it's gonna work for me. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, for sure. At the same time, like you don't strike me as the type of guy that wants to get there in 50 years, unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
Yeah, you'd rather get there in 10 than 50. You'd probably rather get there in a year than 10. Probably ideally, like if you knew it was going to work, you'd want to get there next month, right? But what's the only difference between us getting there in a month or a year or 10 versus 50?
Yeah. Okay, no, that's really good.
Just having the skills.
Yeah.
What do you need to do to put yourself in the best position to learn the skills as fast as possible?
Okay, gotcha.
Now, a response he might have given there is he might have just right then and then gone, oh, well, they just got lucky. Okay, I understand that. With luck, though, like, is that in your control? No. So, like, does it serve you to believe that the only reason people make more money is because they're lucky? Because, like, whether
Yeah.
it's true or not, man, like, there's two types of people. There's one that goes outside and it starts raining, and one person goes, ah, fuck's sake, it's raining, the world's shit. The other person goes, shit, I should have brought an umbrella with me. Like, one takes accountability for all their results, and the other blames the world. The world happens to them, not for them.
Hmm.
Regardless of what's true, which mindset would actually serve you better to get to where you want to be?
Yeah. Okay.
The one
So
that's
I think
shit.
yeah. So it's
Orlando, could you explain? Sorry to cut you off. Look, I think it was helpful for everyone. If you could explain, like when somebody gives you that type of language and you say, okay, this is not making a sale, right?
Mhm.
Could you like explain more of your thought process about, okay, how do you break this down? Okay, he's here right now. I need to get into be okay. I need to get coaching to get this faster. How do
Yeah,
you break it down in your mind, like step by step to do the reframe, right? So like a framework behind the reframe more than just like how to get there. Yeah.
yeah, good question. So, whatever we want to reframe someone on, I was actually talking to Anson about this the other day. It's actually a really good framework. So, every belief that someone has So this is their belief. Okay, this is how they see the world. This is their filter. What causes someone to have this belief?
Maybe their experiences or what they heard somebody say who they trust, for example.
Yeah. I actually learned this a bit from Dan as well. So he'll be able to go into deeper with this as
Okay.
well. But yeah,
then it's
yeah. Everyone's experiences leads to the beliefs that they have, right? Because as humans, we're all designed to have pattern recognition so that we survive and we don't die. We touch a pan and it's hot, we go, therefore, don't touch hot pans, don't touch fire. That's how we're wired. So this person has had an experience which led them to believe a certain thing. So, for example, I don't want to rush things because they believe that rushing things is bad because maybe they had an experience or they got told by another person's experience that rushing equals bad. Does that make sense so far?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what causes this belief. So to reframe this belief, we have to understand what caused them to think that way. So the way you do that is like, what's behind that way of thinking? Where does that belief come from? Right? What causes you to feel like rushing things is a negative?
How do you ask that without them feeling like you're sort of attacking, like making it so their guard is down so you don't get in a back and forth argument about things?
Good question. So whenever we want to reframe this, we have to ask for permission. So notice how every single time I reframe, I go, yeah, I get that, right? So you understand, you empathize with them. I understand where you're coming from. I can see why you might see things like that. I'm not agreeing. I'm just understanding why they're there. It's just like when we neutralized an objection. We don't say, yeah, you should go think about it. Oh, Jesus, excuse me. We don't say, yeah, you should go think about it. We say, yeah, I get that, right? At the same time, do you mind if I offer a perspective? So you ask for permission.
Also, what he did there, he Orlando started talking about other people and how they are getting results. So it was not between him and the prospect, it was between like people who are or not getting results, right? So then you're talking about them, and then he can identify with someone that he wants to be.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's part of reframing. That's part of breaking this belief that they have. So it's finding out where does their belief come from? And then to break that belief, we just have to show them that someone else could have had that exact same experience, but they didn't have a bad connotation towards it. i.e., someone else rushed things or got help fast, and therefore they got the result. So what's the difference with them and you? This drawing's getting a bit messy. To make that simple, in terms of there was a few questions there, but I'm just going to answer them all. So like the principles behind reframing someone is understand where does their belief come from? Okay. So what caused them to believe that thing? And then giving them an example that breaks that belief. Reframe. So like this guy, I believe rushing things is bad. I want to take my time. So cool. Where does that belief come from? Why does he believe that rushing things is bad? And then just change, like reframing. So the reframe for that would be like, yeah, for sure. At the same time, like what's the difference between guys that trade and make 50K a month in a short time frame compared to the guys that take a lot longer to get there? Now he'll either say skills or luck. If he says skills, sweet. We just double down on that like we did in the role play. If he says luck, well, then we got to reframe him on taking responsibility for his life, and then we got to funnel it back into skills.
Okay. Yeah.
I know we went pretty deep there. We kicked
out. Luck, if he says luck, it has like a layer of difficulty because you really see this guy like wants to blame everyone else. So you need to take ownership, right? And then move forward.